Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna do something really cool, and this is a comparison between the Huda Beauty palette, the first one, and this palette from I Heart Makeup Chocolate Rose Gold. The reason why I'm doing that is because this palette is very similar to this one. For almost every shade in this palette, there's a shade that dupes it in this palette. So for this reason, we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison. I am going to show you swatches, guys. I'm going to tell you how these two blend. I'm going to tell you the main differences between these palettes, and by the end of this video you will know for sure which one you should get. So let's dig into it. The Huda Beauty palette is a beautiful palette. It has 18 wonderful shades. It has a lot of textured eyeshadows in here. It has matte shadows as well. The problem of this palette is that it's very expensive. For me personally, Huda is very expensive. This is, I don't know, is it 65, 55 £55? I think something like that in UK. What you will realize in real life when you actually get it is that the palette is so small. I mean, when you see it online, and when I personally saw it on other YouTubers' channels, I thought that it's a big palette, but then when I got it, it was quite small, so I don't know. And although it has wonderful shades and I really like working with it, in my opinion, this palette is overpriced, and when you pay that much money you expect to get something wow. At least that's what I expect to get, because I know other palettes with the same price tag that are wow, like very good. But this one is good. It's not like wow in terms of the quality of the shadow. It's good in terms of the choice of colors that you get here, and for this reason we're gonna compare it to this palette that has exactly the same shades as this one. And the difference in price, guys, is so big. Like, this one is £56 in UK, I think. This one is £8, £8.50. I'm not sure, it's 8 or 8.50. Now, to create the look that I'm wearing today, I used this palette on this side of my face, and I used this palette on this eye. And I could create an exact similar look. And as I was blending the colors, guys, I didn't see almost like any difference between the two. Like, I swear they are so similar. I don't know how I Heart Makeup managed to do this. Like, this is an £8 palette, you need to remember that. But the matte shades in this palette are very similar in the way they blend with this palette. Sometimes when I was using this palette, I noticed that I had to only put my brush in the shadow once to get the intensity that I wanted, and on this one I had to kind of work it out. I don't know if it's because these shadows might be pressed a bit harder than these ones. I don't know, but it's a fact. One thing that I noticed is that when you look at the palette side by side, the colors may look a bit different in the pan, but when you swatch them they are very similar, and I will show you the swatches in a minute. Now, there is 18 shades in this palette and there is only 16 shades in here. You're missing 2 shades in this palette that are here, and these shades are the black one and the one from the corner over here called Sandalwood. A lot of people will like this shadow. A lot of people who want to buy this palette, they kind of concentrate on these shadows over here. If you really need this sandalwood shadow, you won't find it in this palette, unfortunately. Now, in terms of packaging, this one is made out of plastic and is very sturdy. You can take it with you and it won't break. There is a massive mirror inside, which is again a massive plus to this palette. There is a place to put your brush in here. It comes with a brush. I don't know if you will want to use that brush, but there is a place for a brush. This palette's packaging is very cute, very nice, all squares. You can see the colors through the thing. But if you will travel with this one, you might crack this plastic that is on top, and you might ruin the shadows because it's not very sturdy. It's all cardboard, and to be honest with you guys, for that much money it doesn't feel like very high-end stuff in terms of packaging. Colors are beautiful though. So let me guys get into the swatches and I will see you in a sec. Here you go, guys. So I've decided to start with the matte shades. So I swatched the color one next to the other. The first color, it's always the one from I Heart makeup palette, and the second one from the Huda Beauty. As you can see, the first two shades, they're very similar to my skin tone, so you can't really see them. Second two shades, as you can see, very similar in both Huda Beauty and the I Heart makeup palette. For the third shade over here, the one from the I Heart makeup swatched easier than the one from the Huda Beauty. I don't know, the Huda Beauty one felt a bit hard for me. I don't know why. And then we've got the brown shades over here. The Huda Beauty looks a bit darker, and then we've got the gray shades over here. The Huda one looks a bit darker again. For the pink shades, they're very similar. Next, pinky brown shades, the Huda one is a bit lighter, and then the last two shades, the Huda one is a bit darker. Here we go, guys. These are the shimmery shades. As you can see, they're very similar again. The first one, it's always the one from the I Heart makeup, and then the second one is always the one from Huda Beauty palette. I was very impressed with certain shades, like for example these green ones. They are very similar, and then these two pinky yellow tones, I really like the way they looked in both palettes. This one over here is the one that is textured in both palettes, and even like I Heart makeup tried to make it textured, and it worked quite well when I used it. They both work well if you use a fixing spray. As you can see, goldens are very similar. Again, these reds over here very similar. So as you can see, guys, a lot of similarities. One thing to notice, guys, is that I've only used one swatch for both palettes, and as you can see, the drugstore palette, it's so good. I mean, for the price that you're paying, it's incredibly good. If you can even compare to Huda Beauty, even if it might be a bit different, it's really good, and I cannot recommend this palette enough for you guys. So this is it, guys. Overall, I highly recommend this palette. If you are looking to buy this one and you are on a budget, definitely buy this one. You will get the same colors, you will be able to make the same looks. It all comes to the what kind of makeup you like to use. If you are used to high-end makeup, definitely go for this one. It's not in the packaging really, or in the shadows. It's a psychological thing. If you think that this is expensive and you think that this is high quality, your brain will process this is expensive and good, and this is cheap and bad. But honestly, they are so similar, very similar. So this is it, guys. I totally recommend the I Heart makeup palette. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope that you will make up your mind easier now. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think about these two palettes, and if you like the Huda Beauty one more than the cheaper one, or the other way around. And I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you soon. Bye!